we're at Jack Brown's in Kill Devil Hills, and the topic today is entertainment during the COVID era. And we're kind of tired of talking about it, but it hit the musicians pretty hard. And we've got two local performers, Graham Houghton and Bobby Soto, and we're going to talk to them a little bit about what happened at the height of COVID, and then what's going on now, and hopefully what's going to happen in the next phase. So I'll start with you, Graham. Everything's shut down, and musicians were posting all over social media about the loss of income, no gigs anywhere, and you started this thing, I think you called it the Couch Sessions.
It's called, I started it last year, it's called Casa de Graham's Couch Jam, is what it was called. And yeah, a bit of a mouthful. Thank God this next thing worked out because it was too long the title. But it was cool. I had bands, local bands that I started last year and kind of got the ball rolling on different things to come in and basically play at my house. I couldn't pay them, so I paid them in dinner, made them dinner, and went live on Facebook. And it was a big, really big success. They were, everybody was really into it, and got great responses from crowds. And yeah, fun time.
And for what it's worth, Graham is becoming quite an accomplished chef and posting his food porn on Facebook all the time.
It's true.
Bobby, what came next? And Graham, you told me Bobby picked up the ball and ran with it a little further.
The Arts Council.
Arts Council,
really, yeah. We were just affiliated.
Yeah, like I was saying, I was telling you earlier, we were both signed up to do solo shows for the Dare County Arts Council's courthouse sessions. And so we kind of took the same process that he was using at his house and tried to just make it better and use basically streamer technology to isolate the audio from the video so that we could get the best audio out, at the same time as video.
So that put performers in front of an audience, but you also were able to earn a little revenue from this, I understand?
Yeah, so like I said, at first we were just like everyone else signed up for doing one show each. And then Chris Owen and Jessica Sands, we did Graham's stream first, and it went off really well, and it sounded great. And so they decided going forward, hey, can you guys do this for as many of our bands as possible? So that's what really kind of.
But we did mine first with the advanced audio. There were some other people that had gone before me, but that was the first one that we had done.
Yeah, where we can use his mixer and get a really nice sound out of the band. So yeah, we not a grand sum of money or anything like that, but like more so because we put in a lot of time for the Dare County Arts Council, showed up there as much as we can, and getting to see some really cool shows too.
It was.
Yeah, like the Eric Williams Jazz Trio.
The whole thing was pretty neat.
Yeah, the Delta Blues, and
well, gave you some beer money, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
there was some tip stuff, and then there was a lot of revenue through that, which was really cool. That kept people going, which is something I didn't think to do with mine.
Right.
When I started it, it was just for enjoyment. It wasn't really about profit. That was pre-COVID, so.
Were they using PayPal, Venmo?
Yeah,
both PayPal and Venmo.
Jessica Sands does a great job of
If
asking.
you're ever 40, you probably don't know either of those applications, but they're really cool.
Yeah.
And it's a way to transfer money from one person to
Make it
another.
really easy. You click on a link and you can give someone money.
Okay, now we've moved into the current phase. Restaurants are open at 50%, and live entertainment has returned. Graham, you're a solo performer for the most part. Bobby, you're in the Ramble, a band called the Ramble. Two different scenarios. So, Graham, how's it working out for you and other solo artists?
I can't speak for many solo artists. For me, I was scheduled for quite a few gigs, and right there in March, and that's generally where my stuff starts to pick up. Generally, it's around April, where I'm getting some sporadic private parties and that sort of thing. And it was just stopped, 6 weeks of no gigs whatsoever. And then probably about, I think it was really just last week, I had a few gigs at like Aqua that I was playing. They picked me up a few weeks earlier than that. But then really it was last weekend where I just actually started up doing the weeklies specifically.
Bobby, what about you with the band?
So all the bands I know, it's hard to make space for one musician in there, let alone three. So I'm really in the same boat as him, where we're doing a lot of solo shows. I'm fortunate. We have a duo show here every Wednesday at Jack Brown, me and Patrick Goller. There's a few places like Tap Shack. I know Roadside's still having bands. But you know, like Fish Heads isn't having music this year. I know they usually have bands. It's about 50-50 all the places that are either going full steam or just shutting down.
It's the social distancing that seems to be creating the issue, is that they can't, one, with a band, obviously we're just sitting right next to one another,
Right.
and two, when you have a band, it brings in a big crowd, and with this current situation that's going on, these restaurants have to turn and burn these tables because they're already on like an hour, sometimes a 2 hour wait. So when you get a band in there, or really any musician, but band specifically, people linger and they don't get off of their table. So by doing that, it's definitely fun. Absolutely. And so yeah, that created an issue with a bunch of restaurants. And then it's a matter of their space. You know, an inside gig can't accommodate for a social distance situation. So at least outside spaces. And then there's like you brought up Fish Heads. That's an issue with them, is how close all those tables are.
The very yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you're outdoors,
Exactly.
it's shoulder to shoulder almost in there.
Yep.
And I assume that would also create a problem with the revenue, trying to get enough patrons in to pay for the band and be profitable for the restaurant.
Of course.
So, phase 3, any ideas? Are y'all thinking there'll be enough summer left to recover some, or optimistic? Are you concerned?
I think we're both in a good spot, fortunately. We both we keep ourselves working year round, and then once the summer hits, we're normally just burning the candle at both ends as much as we can. So we get a lot of our stuff figured out by January. At least, you know, the weeklies, the guarantee, and so you know, we had all that set up, and I believe we were ready to just not play this summer. But
At one point, him and I were talking. We were like,
we're not
going.
Has that been the general attitude among the other bands and performers you're talking to?
Bands, most definitely. Bands was kind of, from what I understand, they just,
you know, we're on a hiatus. We're on, you know, let's do some recording at home. Let's do all kinds of different things where normally we'd be like, where can we play? You know, this beach is full of people.
Plus side with this whole thing going on is that I have noted like a lot of bands. For instance, I know that tomorrow we've got Sandbar Blues going at Courthouse Sessions. Great blues band, Southern and Graft sort of style stuff. But Derek Hardy Arts Council is going to be there, so y'all tune in. And they've been able to go and work a lot, just to touch base on what you just said, with the recording and writing process. I mean, I don't know if anyone ever heard the story, but I think it was King Lear, William Shakespeare, wrote during quarantine. So I'm expecting some really amazing albums from some artists out there after this whole thing's over.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, from mid-January to like March, when, you know, we all kind of stopped seeing each other. That's all that we at the Ramble were doing. We were recording as much as we
It's pretty
could.
amazing. I never knew that about Shakespeare, and I'm supposed to be the teacher here. And in fact, if anybody's wondering how I chose these two knuckleheads, they were both in my classes at COA, so I knew them and admired them for performing, and they both kind of struck out, and you recorded, and you guys have done some cool things. So
Thank you.
we look forward to, we hope, phase 3 and a return to live entertainment on the beach. And goodbye from Jack Browns. See you next time.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.